Obesity rates within the country have been on the rise for the last decade, catapulting the United States into the increasingly disturbing title of the fattest developed nation in the world. Not only is the number of obese individuals increasing, the level of obesity that individuals are experiencing is at its highest. More Americans are fatter than they have ever been. With obesity comes an infinite number of health disparities and medical issues throughout the country. This weight epidemic, with more than 30% of Americans currently obese, increases the comorbidity for other preventable diseases such as type 2 diabetes mellitus and cardiovascular disease, in addition to the burden of unhealthy fat mass, because weight issues have become a topic of national concern, especially in children. Lifestyle decisions are a vital component to battling this disease. The constant appearance of fast food and processed food commercials and advertisements on television and in magazines negatively influences the food choices that children make. This alone adds to the rising obesity trend. Children spend the majority of their day at school and in a classroom setting, and therefore an intervention should begin at this level by tailoring school meals. Imposing a mandate to change school lunches and other meals will allow children and young adults to incorporate healthy choices into their lifestyle at an earlier age. I recommend that all students, preschool to grade 12, in the state of South Carolina be required to purchase one serving of fruit or vegetables with every meal purchase at school. The World Health Organization defines a body mass index, or BMI, of 25 as overweight and 30 or more as obese, and estimates that more than 500 million people worldwide are currently obese. BMI, a simple calculation of weight in kilograms divided by height in meters squared, allows for easy assessment of body mass for large populations of individuals. While America has been named the fattest country in the world, the state of South Carolina almost tops the list of fattest states in the U.S. in 2011. Approximately 65.8% of South Carolinians were overweight or obese, more than 2 out of every 3 citizens. The rise of obesity also brings higher healthcare costs and decreased lifespan, accompanied by a myriad of chronic, yet preventable, diseases such as diabetes and coronary artery disease. Since 2007, the rate of diabetes in the population of South Carolina has risen from 9.6% to almost 11% in 2010, which is higher than the 2010 national prevalence of 8.7%. Similarly, in 2011, 36.4% of South Carolinian adults have been told by a medical professional that they have high blood pressure, an early risk factor for future cardiovascular disease. Obesity does not discriminate, and children have become the disease's most recent victims. In the U.S., more than 40% of children, ages 3 through 17 years, are overweight, and an additional half of that population is currently obese. Often tied to increased obesity rates are decreased physical activity rates and poor nutritional choices, such as low fruit and vegetable intake supplemented by a diet rich in processed foods. The correlation between disease and low physical activity rates is very strong, especially in the disease-plagued state of South Carolina. Currently, 81.5% of the South Carolina population does not meet the recommended weekly guidelines for physical activity and strength training, according to the CDC's report in 2011. Also, 27.2% say they have not participated in physical activity in the last month in South Carolina. Coupled with low physical activity rates are poor nutritional practices. In 2011, 82.6% of adults in South Carolina reported they eat less than 5 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. Numerous scientific studies and trials continue to reveal that practices obtained in childhood are incredibly difficult to break in adulthood and often carry over throughout life. Adults who do not consume enough fruits and vegetables probably did not consume a balanced, healthy diet in their childhood. By increasing healthy decisions at an early stage, children are more likely to carry this positive decision-making into adulthood. Some good news has come from the rising obesity epidemic in children, however. The newest update from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development has shown that obesity in children has stabilized in the United States because of increased effort from government agencies to stop the main sources of obesity. One of the most recent and well-known ordinances was introduced by Mayor Bloomberg and passed by New York City, banning the sale of sugary beverages over 16 ounces. With bills and laws like the soda ban, America can begin to take a turn in the right direction. By implementing healthy nutritional standards for public schools, such as mandating the purchase of one fruit or vegetable with each meal, the rising generation, arguably the most important, can actively combat rising obesity trends. As stated earlier, most adults in South Carolina do not consume the recommended daily serving of fruits and vegetables. Assuming that children model their parents and observing the obesity trends within the state, most children are probably not consuming their daily recommendation of fruits and vegetables either. Because children under the age of 18 are required to attend school on a regular basis, thousands of weekly meals are ingested at elementary, middle and high schools across the state. In the current system, many schools are offering unhealthy lunch options while not requiring the consumption of fresh fruits or vegetables. According to the movie, One Nation Overweight, 1 in 3 schools offer fast food options for students to purchase for lunch, with Domino's Pizza being the most popularly offered item. The current program, with its unhealthy and fast food meal options, is encouraging the obesity epidemic to increase in children in South Carolina. More fruits and vegetables should be offered for students, and a mandate for at least one fresh fruit or vegetable item per meal purchase should be implemented to increase the intake of healthy options throughout the week. Thank you.